I'm Rosa Mendez, and I'm here at the #1 Long Island broadcast, Monty and Pharaoh. I had the best time ever!
Hey, listen, Daddy, you're listening to the #1 broadcast, Monty and Pharaoh, Daddy, in Long Island. The best pro wrestling broadcast of all time, I think.
Jimmy, I got to tell you, man, it feels good to be back on YouTube. It was quite disappointing what happened to us, but we bounced back fairly quickly.
Well, what else would we do? We're almost at 5,000 subscribers.
Well, speaking of that, man, we need more members.
Okay.
What do you think we need to do to get the people of those 5,000 subscribers to come on and join the team as a Monty and the Pharaoh member?
Nudity is out of the question. Any other ideas?
I don't know, man. I don't know. But what I do have a few ideas.
Well, just like Prel, they should tell 2 friends, and they could tell 2 friends, and so on and so on. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Check out all our content.
But that's, you know what? That's why you're the star of the show, because guess what? Members get special content. Even we spoke about it. Pharaoh came to me one day and he goes, man, what's the deal? I can't even watch some of these videos because I'm not a member. And I said, there you go, Pharaoh. You got to be a member because this is what the members get. They get free content
Nice.
that none of the other fans that watch this show get.
That's right.
You get free autographs from some of these wonderful stars that come in, right?
Nice.
All you do is you go to the MNP webpage, or right, our own page, and shoot us an email and say, hey, man, I want a picture of Tommy Rich. I want a picture of whatever. And boy, that's on its way.
We give them their choice.
That's right.
We rock.
We do rock.
And you need to rock too. Join.
This is really when I really started blossoming as a wrestler. You know, not only working hand in hand with Eddie, who was just on fire when he came back after getting fired, and he just was in his zone. But wrestling all the top guys, you know, and you know, not only like Ray and Edge, Benoit, Angle, you know, but all the top guys. We were wrestling kind of everybody, and then they started. We kind of went through everybody. They started putting us with the younger guys, like the Bashams and World's Greatest Tag Team, kind of teaching all them. So we had a hand in all that. But I think, and you know, some people debate me, and that's totally cool. But at that time, right there were a lot of other tag teams. You know, there was, you know, the Hardys, the Dudleys.
Benoit and Angle were teaming up.
Angle, you know, Edge and Christian, I think, had broken up at that point.
Ray and Edge were teaming for a while.
But you know, a lot of Steiner's still around. So you know, all those guys. I think at that moment, when you take in being baby faces, being heels, promos, all the vignettes, I think we were the best tag team in the world
Absolutely.
At that time. And not to take away from any other tag teams because I love them all because they were amazing. But I think at that point, we could have hung with anybody in the world.
Absolutely.
You know?
And
I'm
you
saying that we could have beaten up the Steiners, you know, because that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying as far as pro wrestling, all the things encompassed with pro wrestling, promos, again, vignettes, heel, baby faces, all the stuff we would do in the ring, calling it on the fly. I think that we were the best.
You guys were like the evolution of your dad and Hector too.
They were
You
the
know,
first ones for us,
and then you guys just added a different entertainment value to that.
Vince McMahon told me one time. He said, "Hey," and that's coming from Vince McMahon. It was a huge compliment. He doesn't give a lot of compliments like that all the time. He said, "Chavo, you two are the best tag team I've seen since Pat Patterson and Ray Stevens."
Wow.
That's from Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
So, thank you. I love that. Hey, and I miss Eddie to death to this day.
Rest in peace, Eddie. That's our Chavo #6. Chavo #7.
All right, guys. La Familia.
Yeah.
You know, and look at that. Who would have known that this guy over here would have done so well? Mark Cardona.
Yeah.
Mark Cardona taking off like crazy, and
Brian Myers.
Brian Myers.
Yeah, Kurt Hawkins at the time.
Kurt
Hawkins,
Brian Myers. They're all so good, and then of course look where Edge went. So that was a great faction, and if you guys remember that, we run everything. We were running. I was ECW champ. Edge was WWE champ. I think the Raw champ. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, I forgot how they split it at that
which
time.
one
Yeah.
it was. Maybe it was SmackDown. I'm not sure. But we were on everything. Like literally, we're like, you know, go from Raw and from ECW would end, I would run in the back, change my clothes really quick, and be at the last segment of ECW and the first segment of whatever, SmackDown or whatever it was. So we were like running like crazy. That was a really good time, and La Familia for life.
So those Chavos, 1 through 7. Now we've got our Kerwin White right there.
White, I told that story right. Kerwin White got off the plane from Japan, and Vince McMahon says, "Hello, Kerwin," and we were off and running. So this is all of my doing. Basically, they just gave me free reign, and I said, "Okay, we'll cut my hair, dye it blonde, and let's go to town."
Right out of Abercrombie and Fitch or the Gap.
Abercrombie and Fitch. I was buying anything pastel I could find, like anything. Just one. I think one time I went to the Gap or whatever it was. They were having like a closeout sale, like all those pastel stuff. I bought everything.
That's awesome.
They were like, looking at me like, "What the heck?" And I had this blonde hair. Of course, I went home and my wife was like, "I married a Mexican guy, not a white guy."
So, we're forgetting about another memorable part of that coming out in the golf cart, which is such a unique, like, funny addition on top of everything.
Who was my caddy?
That's right, Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Before he was Dolph Ziggler, I already knew how good he could be, and he just went to the next level. And Dolph, to me, is one of the best ones out there, still to this day.
Oh, absolutely.
So great, and I love working with Nick. He's awesome.
And we've also got one more option. This is our Lieutenant Loco with the WCW Cruiserweight title, Misfits in Action.
All right, what's Misfits in Action? So, at this time, WCW, the Radicals had just left to WWF at the time. They had called me and said, "Hey, Chavo, I don't think I was on that show when that happened." He says, "Hey, we just walked out." I'm like, "What? What happened?" He goes, "Do you want to go with us or what?" And I'm like, "Well, what do you think?" And Eddie said, he goes, "I think there's 4 big spots opening up right here. We're going to go cut our teeth over there. We don't know what's going to happen. But I think if you stay here, you're going to grow." And that's exactly what happened. So we were kind of not doing much, all of these guys, and Vince Russo and Ed Ferraro came in from WWF at the time, and they put us together and put us in this little gang, if you want to call it, and we ended up kind of thriving a little bit and doing all right. That's where my first cruiserweight reign, and kind of really cutting our teeth in that. So I remember being on the plane one time with the main booker at the time, who was Johnny Ace, or the head of talent relations, and he's like, "Chavo," with his raspy voice, "Hey, what do you think about that Misfits in Action?" And I was like, "Man, before that I wasn't on TV, and now I'm on TV every single week."
There you go.
And he went, "Smart kid."
Yeah.